Hi, welcome to Bipolar Boxing Picks. This is Nick. This weekend we got Canelo versus John Ryder. Saturday night, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Canelo in Jalisco, Mexico. This is going to be nuts. I was living in Vegas for those years where it felt like Canelo fought almost twice a year there. He would either fight at Cinco de Mayo weekend or September, that weekend in September there. Sometimes he fought both times there, and man, the atmosphere is just unreal for a Canelo fight. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like there in Mexico. And he's earned his right to go back to Mexico and have. This isn't necessarily a layup for him, but it's the closest thing he can get nowadays out of every fight that's out there. And John Ryder is in the conversation, so I don't like people, shitting on Canelo that much for taking this fight. Like, he is ranked number 3 by BoxRec. So, but I mean, no rankings mean anything nowadays. But the guy is, like I said, he's in the conversation. He is the easiest guy in that conversation, though. But Canelo deserves this fight. He deserves to be able to go back to Mexico. I mean, I don't think he's been there than 10 to 12 years or something like that. And this is just a perfect dance partner for him to be able to get a knockout and to, for his fans. Mexican fans do not want to see Canelo win in a decision 11 rounds to 1. They don't want to see him win a decision 12 rounds to 0. As spectacular as he can make it look, they do not want to see that, and I don't think they will. I think Canelo's going to put on a show for him, and like I said, this is a perfect dance opponent here. Like, he doesn't have much of a, he's not very defensively sound, John Ryder. He doesn't have very good footwork. Footwork is the one thing you're going to need for Canelo come the later rounds when Canelo just decides to walk you down. You're going to need footwork to get away from that, because if you stand there and try to go power for power with him, he's going to knock you out. That's what I think is going to happen with Ryder. Ryder can't get away from him, and even if he wanted to, I don't think he will, because Ryder is just going to try and fight this whole fight coming forward. If Canelo tries to go back, he'll lose a few rounds here and there. Canelo will give away a few rounds, and I'm going to say he gives around like probably 2 out of the first 3 rounds might go to Ryder, because Ryder is very aggressive. He will come forward. He is a southpaw. So maybe it takes a little longer for Canelo to figure him out. But, whenever he wants to, Canelo's going to decide to, when he puts his foot on the gas, which I'm going to say is going to happen in round 4, I say he gets Ryder out of there in round 5. That's what I'm picking here, is a round 5 knockout. And I think the longer this fight goes, the less of a chance Canelo has of getting a knockout, because I think if the fight goes longer, that just means Canelo's just going to play it easy in this fight. And he's just trying to make it to Bivol. But if this fight was in Vegas, that's what I would say. Canelo's coming off of the injury. He just needs what he needs to do to stay busy in this fight, get some rounds in, and he can win a decision, take no damage, and then it'd be easier to set up a fight with Bivol, because I think he wants to fight Bivol in September. So you can't force it. You can't have an injury here, and you don't want to injure yourself against a guy like John Ryder. So maybe you just take the chance and outpoint him here very easy. But like I said, if it was in Vegas, that'd be a different thing. But he is in Mexico now. Mexican fans do not want to see that. So I think Canelo puts on a show for his fans. And his fans, I can't be happy, and more happy for the fans too. The country of Mexico, for Canelo to be coming back. I mean, he grew up in our eyes, really. He became a box office star here in America, and he never got that chance to really go back to Mexico when he became a giant star, because it's like, going to Vegas, going to fight at Jerry World and stuff like that. I mean, he's just such a big name, he couldn't really go back there. Now he's getting a chance to go back there, and this is just a perfect guy to do it with. And it's also a guy who, like, Mexican fans are going to respect him if and when he loses. John Ryder ain't going to take no steps back here. He's going to go in, he's going to win a couple rounds, he's eventually going to get knocked out by Canelo. What the hell? That's what happens to pretty much everyone who fights him. So this is no knock on John Ryder. Like, I can't say too much about John Ryder, because I can't see really any paths to victory. I mean, I don't see Canelo's not going to get knocked out here. And Canelo can lose 8 rounds to 4, but he's not going to lose a decision. We all know that. Like, there's just no path to victory here for Ryder. I'm trying to think of Ryder having his best day and Canelo not having such a good day. Canelo can still knock him out. He can still win a decision if those things happen. So, yeah, we'll go with Canelo 5th-round knockout. Trying to think if anybody's on this undercard. The undercard's very weak, but there is a big UFC card on tomorrow, so maybe they just thought, like, look, everyone's going to watch the UFC up until the main event, then they're going to click right over to us, which definitely what I'm going to be doing. I won't watch a second of this undercard. I will try to watch Alexander Goldzvik's fighting on the undercard. That's going to be a good fight to watch. For betting purposes, I think he's not that big of a favorite. He's only like 3.5 to 1 or something like that over Richard Blotnick. Richard Blotnick stinks. And Goldzvik, former world champion. I mean, everyone laughed at me. They laughed at me when I said Bivol was better than Goldzvik back in the day. They laughed at me when I said that. Nobody thought that. Everyone was like, Goldzvik better be off. That's who it is. But that's how good Goldzvik was. He's trained by Teddy Atlas. He had that. I think he had something wrong with his brain or something like that. He had to quit boxing for a couple of years, and he was retired. But now he's coming back at heavyweight, so that's the only reason why the odds are somewhat close. But Goldzvik's so good. I mean, he's going to beat the crap out of Blotniks. But yeah, enjoy the fights. I'm going to make a video for the UFC because I will be watching that, and yeah, that gives you an idea on like what time this fight's going to start. Just see whenever that Aljamain Sterling Cejudo fight is about to end, and then wait about like 45 minutes to an hour. That's when Canelo will be fighting. But enjoy the fights. Let me know what you guys think about them. Have a good one.